Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is Monday, July 19th. Is that right? Yeah, 19th. 2021. Start of another week. It is 76 degrees Fahrenheit here in Jacksonville, Florida this morning. About 10 minutes to 8. Humidity's at 93%. 24 degrees Celsius. So, I am trying something a little different today. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm shooting this from two different phones, two different perspectives, and I know a lot of people cut videos up and, you know, swap the view around. Well, if I had access to a PC and plenty of time, I could probably do that. Like each one of those pauses, like, you know, cut it. But I don't have access to a PC where I'm going to be, or a lot of time to go in and mess with editing these simple vlogs. So I'm going to just go ahead and post both videos in their entirety. And we'll see which one gets watched or whatever. I mean, it's all good, right? It's not like it's going to cost me anything to post this other video. I hope it's actually, yeah, okay, that's running. So yep, there it is. Now, I appreciate everyone who inquired as to my health, because I missed a couple of days of posting over the weekends. Weekends are really kind of hit and miss, people. This past weekend, I'm sorry I didn't post anything, but it was a lazed out weekend, totally and completely. Saturday I slept late. I got up, I had some coffee and a couple of sausage biscuits, or sausage and waffle sandwiches, and then went and laid back down. Ended up sleeping for several more hours. And just kind of lazed around all day. And then Sunday was more of the same. Went to bed fairly early. Slept through most of the night. Getting up off and on to make something to eat, or watch a couple videos or something like that for an hour or so, and then I went right back to bed again. So I got a lot of sleep over the weekend. Kind of kicked my butt for last night, because last night, of course, now I've got to get up today, and last night I just did not want to go to sleep. Tossed and turned all night. So I think I ended up with about 4 hours sleep in total last night. That's my fault, and like, sleep isn't something you can bank up to have when you need it, or even really catch up if you have a deficit. Although I sure tried over this weekend. So I didn't really post anything. Like yesterday, I got up at 11:30 yesterday morning, Sunday morning, and had coffee, and then went and laid back down again for a little bit. Just because I was kind of draggy and, so anyway. I had to get up at one point. I knew I had to get up. I had some errands that had to be done. I mean, I had to change my bed out for one thing. I had to go get gas. I went and filled Sherry up yesterday. Sam's Club gas was $2.78 a gallon, and she took $48 worth of fuel, whatever that was in gallonage. I forget now, 20 something. But usually Sam's is the cheapest. I found out later in the evening that there was another station that I occasionally go to. It was the same price as Sam's, but anyway, I went for getting gas. I went to see the grandkids I don't get to see all during the week, and ended up popping into my son's house right at dinner time. Oh, that's a pretty boat. Didn't mean to. I wasn't even thinking of the time. It just, I knew I'd gotten up. I got out and went to get gas, and like I said, stopped to see my one grandson, and then left from there and headed over to my son's house to see the granddaughters, and just happened to be dinner time. They were eating a little early, so ended up eating dinner there. Actually, more like my breakfast at that point, but it was late in the afternoon, so. And then we went down to Jacksonville Beach, this little place called Cookies and Cream that my son saw when he was down there working the other day. If you saw the little short, my pictures aren't all that great. Neat little place, nice little hole in the wall, little store. Everybody is outside eating, and there was a good sized crowd. But they make every day they make cookies and ice cream. And they had maybe, I don't know, 24 types of cookies, and like really, the one that I had was. It was just like a sugar bread cookie stuffed with Nutella. And then they had snickerdoodles. And they had cookies made with Fruity Pebbles. They had ice cream made with Fruity Pebbles. They had, I don't even remember, peanut butter cookies and chocolate chip and M&M chip. And anyway, like I said, about 24 varieties. And then over half a dozen ice creams. I don't even remember all the ones. And like I got what they called black and white, but it was more like Oreo ice cream. And I got the snickerdoodles. Man, that was so good. Dangerous. It was like $7 though for that, like large scoop of ice cream and 2 cookies. Kind of expensive, but oh my god, it was good. But yeah, they had stuff like blueberry lemonade, and I don't even remember all the ones. They gave them like rock and roll star names and stuff like that. So I mean, it's difficult enough to go into a place that makes its own ice cream. Oh my god, that's done. It's hard enough to go into a place that makes its own ice cream and decide what ice cream flavor you want. And then you have to add it to the cookies. And not only do you have to decide which cookies you want, they'll let you take you get 2 cookies. So you can get either the same cookie, or you can get 2 different cookies. So, and then, I don't know, another dozen toppings and 4 sauces and, choices. Oh my God, that Nutella cookie was phenomenal. So, my one granddaughter really loves Nutella, but they only have them in the large cookie size, so she wasn't allowed to get that. So they're going to try to figure out how to make them. My daughter-in-law said they'll probably freeze like a half tablespoon or so, or half teaspoon or so of Nutella in a lump, and then put it into a cookie, and then bake it from there. So, yeah, dangerous. The oldest granddaughter, she'll be going into 6th grade this year. I think she's 12, and I lose track so quick. She's growing like a weed too. She's almost as tall as her mama, which isn't saying much. Mama's only 5'1.5" inch, and do not forget that ½ inch. Anyway, yesterday she put together a backpack, well, a drawstring bag backpack, and sewed it all up herself. And there was basically mostly denim bodied bag, but it's got a separate pocket on the front. Got this flame material down at the bottom, and then it's got a lining in it. And she put it all together almost all by herself. Mom had to give her some help with the drawstring top, but for her first project all by herself, it turned out great. And I may be a little prejudiced about it, but I mean, all of her seams were really nicely done, and the bag was all straight. There weren't any real puckers in it, and yeah, she did a really good job. So now they're talking about she needs a sewing machine. And my son's like, yeah, I can't move around in this place now as it is. They want to put another sewing machine in. Oh well, oh well. Now, I don't know what this week's going to bring. So, oh, excuse me. No plans. Nothing really. I mean, if something happens, it happens. I had ideas on what to do over the weekend. I had several things in mind that I wanted to get done. I really didn't get any of it done. So let's see. What else? I had mentioned last week that Swoosh's son was in the hospital with some sort of a chest problem. They thought he was having a stroke, but he wasn't. They ended up releasing him the next day. That's one of those things, though, that, like, don't trust the doctors. I wasn't feeling right one day, and went to the emergency room. They kept me most of the afternoon and all through the night, and then let me go. Said that everything was fine. And after they released me the next day, I was sitting around and I was like, it doesn't feel right. And heart conditions run in my family, especially on my mom's side of the family. And so it's not something that I mess around with. If I have more than one sign of a heart attack, sometimes even if it's just one sign, I'll go and get it checked out. So anyway, I went back to a different hospital, and they ended up admitting me. Because they said I had a recent heart attack. So it turned out that it was something minor. At that point in time, that was 12 years ago, 15 years ago. At that point, they didn't diagnose my enlarged heart, which came along, I guess almost 8 years ago now. I'm terrible with timelines. The first one had to have been before that. Had to have been before I'm thinking. Had to be closer to 20 years ago. Anyway. I don't trust doctors. I always get second, sometimes third opinions. It's just, there's too many ways to interpret things like that. Even when I was in, before I got this pacemaker thing, I was in that one hospital for 16 days or something like that. 19 days. But they were telling me that I was going to have to probably going to need a pacemaker. I wasn't real happy with the whole team that was working on me. So I went and had another doctor review my records, and I ended up doing a whole bunch more tests. And he confirmed that I was going to need a pacemaker. So at that time, the doctors were right. Well, I ended up with a much better cardiac doctor. I really like the doctor that I have. So, go around that bad bump. There we go. That makes sense. Oh, man. Here we go. We're about to make one of the last turns. So let me know what you think, folks. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around on your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So I see y'all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. Sláinte, y'all. Bye-bye.